Philip Bump is a journalist for the Washington Post, and his specific responsibility is to be the lead columnist to cover the Hunter Biden and Biden family criminal accusations. So it's pretty remarkable when you hear his reaction to some very pointed questions about the very case that he's supposed to be an expert on. Watch this.
I agree.
Devin
with
Archer
you
is not.
I agree with you that Hunter Biden's activity when Joe Biden was both serving as vice president and afterward, I agree that it was sketchy. I agree that it was a bad look. I agree that, particularly while he was serving as president, he ought not to have been doing that. If it emerges in the future, which it may, I absolutely concede the point that there may be direct evidence that Joe Biden took bribe money. That may come up.
What do you take from the text message to his adult daughter? Hunter's text message, I have to give 50% of my income to Pop.
I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means.
Well, it's
I know it's circumstantial evidence, and you prefer that.
No,
to
what could it mean?
I have no idea.
But doesn't it?
I don't know.
Well,
I appreciate your.
Has anybody asked her?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't you think somebody should ask her?
Okay. I'm not. I just said I don't know, and I don't know what to make of it, so I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah,
what do you want me to say?
Yeah, but you say there's no evidence, but then there's a text message where he says, "I give Pop 50% of my money." That's evidence.
Okay, well, okay, fine.
So
it's evidence. I appreciate you having me on.
It doesn't. Something like that. Who do you think is more? I listen to that and I'm saying, you can free to go.
I feel you want me to leave, just walk out in the middle of this because that way you can
you can go.
Right.
Is this a standard? Really, this is the way the Washington Post handles people who disagree with them.
When I agree to be on for 45 minutes,
go,
and then
go.
I get on for an hour and 15. Yeah, that after a while I go. Thanks for having me.
Well, where you going, Phil? It's just a few questions about what you're an expert at. You should be able to answer these in your sleep. And let me remind you what I said at the beginning here. He's the expert at the Washington Post. No one else at the Washington Post knows more about the accusations against Joe Biden, his son Hunter, and the whole family than this man, Philip Bump. And the simple question that was just posed to him is, hey, we've got Hunter Biden saying that he gives 50% of his money to Dad, to Pop. That would be Joe Biden, the president of the United States. And Philip Bump says he has no idea what that means. He has no. Really? If I had to draw you a picture of the stereotypical elite, overeducated Washington, D.C. elite journalist, it would look exactly like Philip Bump. And look at how he reacts when he is asked a question that, gosh, he never hears these sorts of challenges from his friends and colleagues in Washington, D.C. No one dares raise a question like this inside the bubble that Philip Bump and his friends live in. And well, that's kind of part of the problem, isn't it? The real tragic part of this story is not that Philip Bump is so uninformed about the one basic story he's supposed to know everything about. Just imagine how uninformed the readers of the Washington Post are.